Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. July 4th week was like Christmas morning for so many of us at the top of the progression ladder of this game. Because I had 3 rank 5 6 stars going into it. And I thought maybe if I'm really lucky, I'll double that number. And man, was I hilariously off. I did not double it by the end of the week. I had a couple less rank 5s than I do now, but essentially I went from 3 to 10, and now I've got 15. So, needless to say, when you have a holiday like that, it feels like Christmas morning because suddenly you go from not being able to take a 6-star to rank 5, and maybe you're not close at all. And it's sort of like when Kabam describes a Titan Crystal, where we're going to be able to open a Titan Crystal, but it's going to take several months, right? It's going to be a true event, as Kabam called it. Well, that's kind of what rank ups felt like. Now, Kabam has done a good job in the Battleground store of making rank up materials cheaper than they, used to be. And I really appreciate that because, as you can see from my stash, I have 0 Tier 3 Alpha and 0 Tier 6 Basic. It's 20,000 trophy tokens to max those out per week combined, and I have in my stash over 2 more weeks' worth that I will immediately purchase. This has allowed my inventory to gain these very quickly. I also use my glory, although I'm saving, as always, most of it. You can see I've got almost 11,000 glory here because I truly believe, Kabam, even though maybe I shouldn't, that the glory store is going to get a major glow up in the next month or so, and the prices will come down drastically for so many important items, including what I hope to be Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha Catalyst Fragments. But those rank up materials are also in a position where suddenly I've got not only 6 Tier 6 Basic and 6 Tier 3 Alpha, but I also have 3 Tech, and, believe it or not, thanks in large part to the Battlegrounds event, barely but still counts 3 Tier 6 Cosmic. Now, this is worth noting because in terms of rank 4/rank 5 eligibility, these are the champions. And yes, it is absolutely not lost on me that Groot is on this list and that I took him to rank 4 once. I believe Steven Burst and Ryan Veda and Kickrocks, among others, were literally sponsoring that rank up. And at that time, taking a champion to rank 4 now feels like it was like taking a 6-star to rank 5 or a 7-star to rank 2. It was just something you didn't get to do often at all. Well, when it's sponsored, it's sponsored. Now, in terms of right now, Infamous Iron Doom is at the top of my list of champions that I am wanting to take to rank 5. And you can see it just takes 6. So in theory, I could do that right now. The champion that won barely the poll this week on the broadcast was Hulkling. And I do believe there's a compelling argument that he is also the best defender out of this list. Yes, I know if you have Tigra or a few choice others, and I'll say I still think Black Widow Clairvoyant is not a guaranteed in Battlegrounds when you're fighting this guy. I really think he's still very pesky as a defender, and I've seen people fail, and I failed using that matchup quite often against him. And then Gallon, especially for defense, is also on the list. So Gallon, Hulkling, and Infamous Iron Doom are my top choices. No offense to Omega Sentinel or Ultron. Or Null or... in Warlock, I don't know. Warlock's on there too, but he's like in 4th. In fact, when I asked the poll, he had some support, especially from the OGs, but not the percentages that Hulkling, Gallon, or Infamous Iron Doom did. And I always get asked, Prof, is there a champion that you regret ranking up with resources? I mean, they're not worth nearly as much now, so it's not as much of a regret. But originally, I thought I would use Noel every day, especially on defense. And wouldn't you know it, he's not even in my deck anymore because I learned the hard way after about 2 straight Battlegrounds experiences that people use Kingpin against him, and he is melted very quickly. And then on offense, maybe I just don't know the right rotation, but I wasn't able to justify the speed of which I would knock somebody out with him like I could the aforementioned Hulkling or Gallon or others. So, those of you who participate in these videos and you give feedback, when you comment, you don't just say, choose Hulkling. You give, like, explanations and comments. And sometimes I actually shout those comments out in the rank up video because you helped convince me. Hulkling is in the slight lead right now, but I want to also do a video asking the rest of the community that wasn't able to be there, especially those of you who are asleep when I broadcast late at night in the United States, your thoughts. So thank you in advance for your feedback. Have a good one.